Thank you for joining us. The special meeting for the Board of Trustees for Socorro ISD is being held March 9th at 2021. And the time is 5:30. We are now called to order. If you can all please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We'll now continue with new business. A, consider approval of a worksite agreement with Workforce Solutions Borderplex. Ms. Macias.
President Nájera, Dr. Espinosa, members of the board, thank you for meeting with us today. I know it's a special board meeting where you all came out. I have Ms. Leila Melendez here, our CEO from Texas Workforce Solutions Borderplex. She just taught me the difference between Texas and local. And she's here also to answer any questions that I might not be able to answer. In front of you, you actually have a worksite agreement that we're looking to partner with Workforce Solutions on. What it is, it's an innovative project. They actually have a grant available, and with that grant, we actually brought in University of Texas at El Paso. We're working with their College of Education. We're also working with El Paso Collaborative for Academic Excellence, and we're working with the Medical Centers of the Americas Foundation. And with this grant, it's an innovative grant. Hopefully it's one of the pilot programs that goes statewide, is that they're going to be working with SISD and Canutillo ISD, and they're actually providing us 10 teachers that will help us with the COVID aid. We know that it's amazing. Teachers usually come and they do partnerships with us because these are student teachers from UTEP. Instead of doing a free internship, they're actually going to get paid. So they're going to come to work at our campuses. They're going to work with our teachers, learn hand over hand on site. And with that, they're going to get paid $12.50 an hour. Right now, we're afforded 10 teachers for 11 weeks. We wanted, and thank you for being here, so that we could get this approved hopefully today, so that as soon as we come back from intersession, they could start. And that way we could start the training. They'll work alongside some of our amazing teachers. And when necessary, they'll take over for some of our teachers. With COVID, sometimes our teachers are quarantined. And so for these amazing student teachers, they'll be able to help us. Also, they'll be able to help students as teachers are teaching virtually. Our student teachers will be able to be helping our students that are face-to-face. So this is truly a win-to-win. And this pilot program would be about $41,000 in our favor. Again, the worksite agreement shows that Workforce Solutions Borderplex, they will pick up that cost. They will be the hiring agent, and we will just benefit from those services. The other part of this program is Workforce Solutions Borderplex. They have unemployment claimants. And those, we are going to teach them on site. They're going to help us with all of our safety protocols. So they're going to help us for arrival, dismissal, transitions. They're going to help us during lunch. We're also going to teach them how to rapid test. So they're going to be able to help us throughout the day, 40 hours per week. We are afforded 14 of these workers. And again, it's going to be a win-win, a very competitive wage. They'll be paid $16 an hour by Workforce Solutions Borderplex. And again, they will send us the pool of applicants. Mr. Campoya is here also. He's been part of the meetings where they will do the background check. They will send them to us. We will do the interviewing. Once we identify those top 14 candidates, we will send them right back to Workforce Solutions Borderplex. They'll do all the background checks, and we will work in collaboration to make sure we get them all of the paperwork to make sure they get paid on a weekly basis. And this is in your packet. You could actually see the worksite agreement. And in the worksite agreement, of course, it outlines all of the details that Texas Workforce Solutions will be responsible for. And it shows what we're going to be responsible for, which is truly mainly the teaching, and truly getting these employees ready for possibly to work with us here in the school district. That's one thing that we've been discussing, is that oftentimes we do have positions available where these employees will truly rise to the top and maybe be able to help us, especially those future teachers. And these are the 21 campuses that will benefit from this partnership. Where you see the word UTEP, those are our student teachers that will be working at that campus. And where you see the WFSB, Workforce Solutions Borderplex partners, those are the individuals that will help us with safety. Any questions for us or for Ms. Melendez?
Ms. Nahid, I have a few questions.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mena.
Yes, you told you there's 40. How many students is there in the first batch at 1250?
Tell me again.
How many students is there in the first interns in the
Oh,
first batch?
there's 10 UTEP interns, which are student teachers, and there's 14 of our safety employees that will come work with us. A total of 24.
24. And I heard also teachers were going to assist us, their own teachers or our teachers?
Yes, well, what they do is it's just like a partnership. Whenever we have the student teachers coming into a campus, they work with our mentor teachers, and that's how they learn. And so they're going to be working in collaboration with mentor teachers at the campus. But our student teachers, which are doing the internships, they're the ones that are going to be paid. It's going to be a paid internship for them.
Right. So there are teachers, right? Not
yet. They're UTEP teachers, student teachers coming to work with us. And again, the teachers that are here on campus, they're the ones that do the partnership. And they already do that with UTEP interns, which is they
Okay.
teach them.
so then our teachers are going to be leading the way basically. Now, are we taking care of these teachers? Are they doing it on their own time or on their lunch break, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Are we taking care of those teachers so that they have enough time to teach and do their training of the interns?
Yes, and usually right now what they do is they actually volunteer for this, because whenever you have, and I was one of those teachers that always volunteered for UTEP interns, because whenever they're there with you, they're a huge help. As you're doing your regular teaching and learning, those teachers or the student teachers are just grasping what you're doing. And at some point, when you have your small groups, I take care of a small group, that teacher that learns takes care of the other small group. And so therefore, like for example, for lunch, the beauty of having that intern there is I might go take a lunch and that intern will stay to do something, and then we'll tag team. So again, it's not something that is given to a teacher that we tell them you have to have a UTEP intern.
It's not forced on them.
No.
At all.
These are
Okay.
teachers that volunteer to have interns alongside them to mentor them.
Beautiful. How much is this costing us? Zero. Beautiful. Okay. Thank you.
That's the beauty of it. We begged, right? Initially, they were giving us 20, and then we begged, and we got 24. So we continue to
Okay.
beg, and we've taught them about budget dust. Mr. Reza, we've taught them about budget dust. So if there's any budget dust, they will continue to support us and provide us additional. And again, it's a pilot program. So if we are successful, we're hoping to bring another partnership to you all in the future, where hopefully we have one student teacher or one worker at every one of our campuses. Anything else?
Are there other questions? Mr. Garcia?
President Nahid, I do have a question. What does the workload look like for these teachers? As far as like documentation and, I mean, stuff like that, or what are they?
At this point, UTEP takes care of that piece of it. What they do is they're interns. So part of their internship is that they naturally, and they do this without any pay, they go and they work with, and we actually have MOUs that partner with UTEP already. So all the documentation is taken care of between UTEP and usually it's UTEP that takes care of all the documentation. On our side, what we're doing is we're providing them that expertise, which is our amazing teachers and the work site for them to do that. And again, the biggest piece is usually these interns, they do it for free because it's part of their graduation plan. With this program, they actually get paid $12.50 an hour to be with us for 29 hours a week.
And that's coming from the grant, like you said, right? Okay. Thank you.
Are there other questions? Ms. Macias, can you back up to this previous slide? Okay. we didn't get that page. Can you tell me how these schools were picked?
Yes. We have, again, our amazing assistant superintendents. And what they did is each one actually represents some of the campuses that they represent. So the first column is actually Ms. Zapata's group. And those were the top campuses that she felt would benefit because we have limited resources. So they went by hierarchy, the ones that she knew would benefit. The next column is Ms. Parham's group of campuses, Ms. Retana, and then Ms. Crozes. So what they did is they worked with their principals and they identified by hierarchy who would benefit from this support.
Okay.
And of course, we would like one for every campus. No, I'm just kidding.
She doesn't stop. Love her. Love her.
President, I had just quick question. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
I noticed there's none. I mean, I don't see like Campestre on there and Rojas. Is there a reason?
Yes. And again,
Like you said, the hierarchy and stuff like that. But what does
and
that
that's what they
entail?
did. They also are looking at how many students we have back face to face. And because especially with our workforce solution, employees, they're going to be helping us with safety. So the more students we have on campus, that's where the need is a little bit higher. And then also the ones that have the UTIP interns, some of those campuses already have had interns before, so we have those teachers that are volunteering to work with those students already, so we have that protocol. And again, that's how our assistant superintendents chose their top
Thank you, ma'am.
campuses.
And I'm sorry, one more time. Can you go over some of the duties of the CAT members?
Yes.
What they'll be helping us with?
For the student interns, what they'll be doing is hand over hand on campus, learning, small groups. They'll probably tag team. Probably in one of the lessons, one of our student teachers might do the virtual lesson while our regular teacher is doing the hand over hand with our students there, and vice versa. Our safety team members, with those, they will be helping us with all of our safety protocols. Arrival, so temperature checks, double checking that they did their e-swipe, making sure that they have the appropriate PPE as students come in, and that's during arrival and dismissal. During transitions, again, we have all hands on deck, making sure that students are transitioning safely, social distancing during lunch. We'll be able to have them cover during lunch sessions because our teachers have their duty-free lunch. And of course, for dismissal, as we're boarding them on the buses. The other thing that we're going to teach them, and this is with Dr. Castro and his team, is they're going to teach them how to rapid test. We have that amazing tool now, and that way you'll have that additional available support to help with rapid testing. Right now, we're rapid testing at least once a week at every one of our facilities. Some of our high schools are rapid testing almost every day. So those are some of the things that they will help us with.
Okay, and Workforce Plug is responsible for the background checks, correct? Okay.
And that's one thing that Mr. Campoya, he made sure that we had the verbiage exactly how we needed it, so we added it to the Worksite Agreement.
Okay. Okay. Are there any other questions?
Can I make a motion to approve?
Second.
I'm sorry, was it Mr. Mena? I have a motion by Mr. Morales and a second by Mr. Mena. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion carries. Thank you so very much. This is of course, please.
Thank you all so much. And I just want to thank you all for your support. And just to give you a little bit of perspective, Workforce Solutions, we are the employment side or the re-employment side to help people get back to work. So we have all of the data of everybody that suffered from unemployment this year, especially this year. That need is unprecedented. So our job is to put them back to work. We have done these types of programs all the time. It's what we do, but we primarily do it with the private sector, with businesses. The purpose and the partnerships that we have with the community is twofold. One, we try to get individuals, whether it's youth, students, or individuals out of employment, some work experience to help them back on their feet, get back into the workplace. And then we also, it benefits businesses because it takes the burden off of that cost, and they're able to do other things with their business, invest that money into capital equipment. So it's twofold. It's really meant as an economic development tool. So we've had these types of programs on the books for years. With COVID, we received quite a bit of funding support from the Department of Labor. That's where these funds come from. These are federal dollars. They come from the Department of Labor through the state, and then the state asked different boards to apply and to bring down those funds. The point of that particular grant is COVID relief. It's meant to put people that are on unemployment because of COVID go back into a job that they are doing for COVID relief. So we have put with that same grant, we have put other people to work providing COVID relief. Some of those very early success stories were some nursing students from Texas Tech. They graduated in December, and they were immediately hired by some of the hospitals to provide the vaccine shots. So the point is to have zero gap between education and work. And so we have this funding, and this is what we have been working with different organizations to find the need. As businesses come back, as organizations start to come back and do more in person, the need is greater, right? But the early bird gets the worm, first come, first serve. And we thought about this idea, and we had this conversation, and we said there is so much need. It's the need for students to return to the classroom is not just a need for the students themselves, but also for the parents, to allow the parents to go back to work. So many businesses need parents to work, but those parents can't work because their kids are at home. So it's several different things pulling at it. This is a solution that's going to have multiple benefits. And so the number is small, but the impact is going to be tremendous. And we've sold it to the state. They love it because we've taken a model that we've done in the private sector, applied it to our education system for a tremendous need. We're going to pilot this, but I don't think it's much different than what we do with other organizations. But the outcomes are going to be tremendous. I think we're going to see something very special out of this. And then we're going to take that back to the state and say, let's do this over and over and over again. Send us more money. We have a lot more schools to serve. So ultimately, this is a really great project. I thank you all for your support. We're really excited to get it off the ground. And most importantly, happy to support the teachers that need that relief so we can get more kids in school and we can get more parents back to work, and then we can bring our economy back. So it's all of those different things in motion. So thank you all for your support, and look forward to seeing you all again in person again with your full face. So thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good night.
Okay, item number 4, executive session. This meeting is to be closed to consider administrative recommendation for employee health clinic nurse practitioner under Texas Government Code Section 551.074. The time is 5:48. We are back in session. The time is 5:54. We will continue with new business. Number 5A, consider approval of administrative recommendation. Dr. Espinosa, number 1, employee health clinic nurse practitioner.
Yes, President Nahara, members of the board, administration recommends Ms. Jennifer Feely to assume the roles and the responsibilities as our new nurse practitioner.
So moved. Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Mr. Guerra and a second by Mr. Mena. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion carries. If there's no further business before this board, we are adjourned, and the time is 5:55. Thank you.